Honeybee by Dawn O. Porter is a thought-provoking novel that explores themes of identity, motherhood, relationships, and the search for personal freedom. The book centers around the life of Grace, a woman who feels trapped in a seemingly perfect but stifling marriage, struggling to reconcile the expectations placed upon her with her desire for authenticity. Plot summary. The story begins with Grace living in a comfortable yet monotonous suburban life. She is married to a successful husband, has 2 children, and from the outside, her life appears to be ideal. However, Grace feels disconnected from her true self. Her marriage, although outwardly perfect, is emotionally unfulfilling, and she finds herself increasingly alienated from her husband, who seems more focused on work and social status than on their relationship. This feeling of isolation intensifies as Grace grapples with societal expectations of what it means to be a good wife and mother, while secretly yearning for something more. The central metaphor of the novel, their honeybee, is a symbol of both industry and entrapment, representing Grace's role as someone who works tirelessly to fulfill her family's needs but lacks personal freedom and individuality. As the story progresses, Grace's dissatisfaction with her life pushes her to explore her desires and challenge the conventions that have defined her existence. Grace's journey of self-discovery takes a pivotal turn when she encounters a group of women who encourage her to think about her own needs, passions, and sense of fulfillment. These women, who have faced similar struggles, help Grace confront the harsh realities of her life and embolden her to question her marriage, her role as a mother, and her identity. They play a critical role in opening her eyes to the possibility of living life on her own terms, rather than adhering to societal norms that have long dictated her actions. The novel delves deeply into Grace's internal conflict between her responsibilities as a mother and her desire for autonomy. The fear of judgment from society, and even from her own family, weighs heavily on her. Yet, as the narrative unfolds, Grace begins to acknowledge her unmet emotional needs, realizing that her self-worth and happiness cannot be entirely dependent on her roles as wife and mother. One of the significant aspects of the book is its portrayal of modern relationships, especially the complexities and pressures that women often face in maintaining a balance between their personal lives and familial obligations. Grace's interactions with her husband reflect the disillusionment that can creep into long-term marriages, particularly when communication breaks down and partners drift apart emotionally. Her husband's emotional distance exacerbates her loneliness, pushing her further toward a breaking point where she must decide whether to continue living inauthentically or take control of her own destiny. Throughout the novel, O. Porter presents a raw and honest depiction of the emotional labor that women frequently shoulder, often at the expense of their own well-being. Grace's story serves as a commentary on the societal expectations placed on women to sacrifice their own needs for the sake of their families, while simultaneously grappling with the desire for self-fulfillment. As Grace grows more introspective, she begins to question the notion of having it all: the perfect family, the successful marriage, and a sense of personal achievement. She realizes that pursuing a path that prioritizes her happiness and fulfillment may require making difficult choices, including potentially leaving behind the life she has built. This leads to moments of intense self-reflection, where Grace must weigh the consequences of her actions on both herself and her family. One of the strengths of A Honeybee is its nuanced portrayal of motherhood. The novel does not shy away from exploring the challenges, frustrations, and sacrifices that come with raising children, particularly in a society that often idealizes motherhood as a woman's ultimate purpose. Grace's struggles with the expectations placed upon her as a mother highlight the emotional toll that such ideals can take, as she questions whether she is living the life she truly wants or simply fulfilling the role that others expect of her. As Grace navigates her internal and external conflicts, she ultimately begins to reclaim her sense of self. The novel's climax centers around her decision to embrace her individuality, break free from the constraints of her marriage, and pursue a life that aligns with her authentic desires. In doing so, she embarks on a journey toward empowerment, self-acceptance, and personal liberation. Themes. The novel touches on several key themes, including identity and self-discovery. Grace's journey reflects the universal struggle of reconciling one's true identity with societal expectations. Motherhood. The book provides a candid exploration of the emotional and physical labor of motherhood, questioning the romanticized notion of maternal sacrifice. Marriage and relationships. It delves into the complexities of long-term relationships, highlighting the challenges of maintaining emotional intimacy and mutual respect. Female empowerment. The novel celebrates the power of female solidarity and the importance of women supporting each other in their personal journeys. Freedom versus conformity. Grace's story is a meditation on the tension between personal freedom and societal conformity, as she seeks to live authentically in a world that often imposes rigid roles on women. Style and tone. Porter's writing is both heartfelt and incisive, offering a blend of humor, warmth, and poignancy. The narrative is deeply introspective, allowing readers to connect with Grace's emotional journey on a personal level. The book's tone shifts between light-hearted moments of wit and more serious, contemplative passages, reflecting the complexity of Grace's internal struggle. Conclusion. Honeybee is a compelling exploration of a woman's quest for self-fulfillment in the face of societal pressures and personal expectations. Dorno Porter deftly captures the emotional nuances of modern womanhood, offering readers a relatable and empathetic portrayal of a woman on the brink of transformation. Through Grace's story, the novel encourages readers to reflect on their own lives, relationships, and the pursuit of happiness,